School in the part of Minnesota where I grew up, the northwestern part, was pretty basic. I grew up a Catholic, and it was considered a big deal that they moved four country schools together and built a corridor among them so they could accommodate 8 grades. So that's where I went to my first 8 years. We didn't have a gymnasium, so every noon hour and twice at other times during the day they would just throw us outside, and we had a ragged old basketball hoop and a football and a few things, and we entertained ourselves in the freezing cold. We were wide awake when we came back for classes. The teachers were nuns who each taught 2 grades. And at the end of grade 8, we had to go to the public high school, uh, which was a big shock. It was about 5 times bigger. But I was kind of lost in that for about a year, and then I sort of hit my stride there. And I think probably 2 or 3 really good teachers were a big influence in my life at that point. Uh, One was a Lithuanian refugee who had escaped from the Soviet Union with nothing but a burlap bag and a few clothes in it, and migrated to the U.S. being unable to speak English, although he could speak 7 or 8 other languages. And he had been a phys ed teacher over there, but he decided that he'd become a math teacher here because math required less knowledge of the language in his view. He was a first class math teacher. Very strange math teacher who'd just stand there and let kids carry on the way kids did and then give them an F on their report card. And he was very poor in the early years. He bought all his clothes at the Salvation Army, so people made fun of him. But the year that they were considering firing him, one of his students placed in the top 5 in the U.S. National Math Competition. And every year he had at least 1 or 2 after that. So, and we when I decided to go to school, I wanted to go to engineering physics, and I didn't have the math. And he said, "That's all right. Come over this summer." He said, "Let's get together once a week, and in the fall you just challenge the course." So he did this for nothing, and I challenged the course and got 100%. So he really knew a lot of good math tricks and things that he taught to people, and really fostered a lot of interest in math. And he, after a while, started to keep score, and he had about 20 people from this small rural school who had gotten PhDs. One of them was the chair of the math department at Stanford for a while. So strange things happen. And I had 2 other teachers who were equally influential in high school. Uh, that really set me up, I think, to try to do something. And when I got to university, I think it was my mother's side of the family that made me want to go to university. She had gone to university as a music student and actually done very well. And she was headed for the concert stage. Actually, when she died, my brother came across a big box of newspaper clippings that indicated that she was way better known than she'd ever let on. We knew that she'd done some stuff like that. She never talked much about it, but she gave a conference in this small town, Barnesville, Minnesota, where my dad farmed and met him, and that was it. He never went to university, but he had always thought it would be important to do